Welcome to the Mismatch. I'm Chris Vernon, and joining me
right in person.
TheRinger.com is Dave Jacoby. Jacoby!
I think this is a very important show that we do in person. Because since we last have spoken, there has been some news about your Memphis Grizzlies. And it's not about Cam Spencer. It's about Ja Morant. And I think when this news breaks, I would say 90% of the basketball world says, I want to know what Chris Vernon thinks about this. Maybe 95% of the basketball world says that. And here we are in person. You're in New York City. We're in studio together.
We are.
It's okay, safe place you can cry. What is your reaction to this news as the pulse of the Grizzlies, Chris Vernon?
So let's start here. If you're listening to the show we recorded on Friday, one of the things that I said in passing was, I don't know what's going to happen, but I told you at that point, I said there's 3 games in a row that they have listed him as questionable, and he has not played. And now, at that point, I was going to be going to Memphis versus Oklahoma City, and they had already ruled him out of the game. And I said, something is up. Something is awry. By Friday afternoon, after we recorded, the story comes out that the Grizzlies are open to listening to trade offers for Ja Morant. What has followed was crazy because Memphis blew a 20-plus point lead against Oklahoma City and lose on Friday night. So you have that. Honestly, it was one of the most nightmare days you can imagine. Everybody's frazzled because this news has come down about the only superstar that's ever played in your city. And now this relationship looks like it's run its course and is falling apart. And he is beloved. He is beloved. And then, without him, you go and blow a 20-point lead to the Thunder for the 16th consecutive loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oh, wow.
And it ends on a play that has been for 6 years, when healthy, the call 12, Ja Morant, go get the game winner. Instead, it's Cedric Howard. He gets caught up on. Alex Caruso gets locked down. Oklahoma City wins. Sunday, there is a day game against Brooklyn. You go to the arena, and every kid has got on a Ja Morant jersey. It's God. Oh, God. I mean, you walk into the arena, as I do every game. I walk into the arena, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. Oh, this is bad. Right? Because people want to root who they want to root for, right? And I understand outside of Memphis, that there are going to be a lot of people saying they should just move on. They should just be done with it. He never plays. He's not good anymore. All that kind of stuff. Fandom is a weird thing. And when you love somebody, right, you are willing to put up with all manner of things. And you have heard me. I have certainly carried water for him and saying, hey, man, maybe he'll grow up. Maybe he'll grow up. Maybe he'll grow up at some point, right? Maybe he'll be able to stay healthy when he's got great players around him. You've seen what he's been able to be. And at some point, it feels like you're holding on to things that don't exist anymore, right? And this happens in relationships all the time. But what was very apparent to me was, yes, it's polarizing. There's a segment of the fan base that are like, fine, at least it's exhausting. At least we move on. Every time you go to the arena, it's like, is he going to play? Right? You don't know so that's a frustration. And then with this thing, it's like last year he didn't like the offense and just looked unhappy throughout the year.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, this is untenable. Well, they got rid of Taylor Jenkins, right? They got rid of Taylor Jenkins. Now they brought in a new coach. Within 10 games of the year, he is now mad at the new coach. And so certainly there comes a incredible amount of fatigue there. And then obviously once it reaches the breaking point and it's like hey, we're listening to trades, then everybody has to recalibrate like, oh, okay, this is very real now. And I think I think I speak for a large amount of the fan base, which would say I think the best case scenario, they jumped on a 9.5-hour flight and headed off to Europe. And the best
Berlin.
Yes. And the best case scenario would be for him to say, you know what? Somebody to actually talk to the kid and say, look, I understand, like, you're emotional, like, whatever happened with you and the coach, whatever, but this is no good for you. What, you want to end up in Sacramento? You want to end up in wherever the case may be, right? And moving on. And I think he will regret all of this one day. My opinion would be that the best thing for him, like, and obviously they moved hell and high water to sign the Desmond Bane contract. And then they did it this offseason for the Jaren Jackson Jr. contract. And then he didn't get an extension. Rightfully so, right? Like, I don't know where the ego part of this comes in, but, like, if you play 77 games in 3 years, nobody's going to want to commit to you.
Sign you to a max 4-year extension. No,
right.
thank you.
So that's fine, but, people do get upset about contracts, right? And so you have
hold
that.
on, Verno. Let me interrupt
go ahead.
for a second. We've talked about this for years.
Yeah.
And I've heard you talk to KOC about it. And anytime anybody breaches this subject about trading Ja Morant or moving off Ja Morant or whatever it is, you reject it.
Yes.
You're like, you have no idea what he means to the city, what he means to the franchise. That is it's a hypothetical avenue that you would not go down previously.
That's right.
But now that we're here,
that's right.
How does it feel?
I would say that there is still I think there is a tinge of hope.
You're holding on. You think they're gonna weather this storm, get through the trade deadline, Ja's still on the Grizzlies, everyone's healthy, and they make a run to the second round of the playoffs.
Well, you added a lot of extra things there.
Okay, fine.
Here's the other thing.
He's not going to be on the team past the trade deadline. You don't put this out in the world if you're not trading Ja Morant.
Well, you do because, look, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to put it out. Why would you make this public? You make this public if
that's when you turn the closed sign to the open sign at the shop. We are open for business.
But the team would never go out of their way. That's not something you would make public unless, of course, there was going to be a story coming out saying he's done with this coach or whatever else. If that story comes out, it buries your coach and it destroys his trade value completely, right? I mean, I don't understand what other way. Why else would you say, hey, anybody want to trade for Ja Morant? Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And so I guess I'm coming from a perspective now. The trades are awful. You're reading them all.
I don't see any of them make any sense for either side.
Okay. So what is if that kid wanted, and at this point, right, I'm tired of calling him a kid. He should be an adult by now. But, I mean, somebody has got to sit down and say, your best chance at getting that contract that you want, that you think you have earned, whatever the case may be, that's playing for a place that's got stock in you, that's got a fan base that loves you. That's your best chance at getting that money. That's your best chance. And your best chance, and I have now, in 25 years, I've covered 11 coaches. Coaches come and go. If the guy's not good enough, the guy's not good enough. But at this point, the reason that I have not broached the subject, or I've always just laughed it off or said, shut up.
Always.
Right? Always. Is because it's never been, to me, the ball is 100% in his court at this point, right? I honestly believe, this is what I honestly believe, that if Ja Morant said, you know what, I'm sorry for everything, I'm ready to be all in. I'm ready to be all in and be the guy that you guys need me to be. I absolutely believe they would say, you know what, we're not trading you.
Okay.
I believe that wholeheartedly. And so, but bro, I can't defend you if you're not going to play. I can't defend you if you're going to bail on everybody. And so
I
maybe
understand. It's the team telling him not to play because they don't want him to get injured. Because
they're not
telling
him not to. No.
You kind of sound like your buddy at the bar. It's like your wife has cheated on you 3 times.
That's right.
And she has an OnlyFans now that you didn't know about that just got made public. It's time for you to cut ties.
Okay. But
you're holding on hope.
No.
You just said if I swear if he came out and he said, guys, I'm ready to be the person you need me to be, that they would mend these fences and all of a sudden they're gonna sign up to an extension and ride to the promised land.
I'm gonna continue your analogy. Okay?
Okay.
I'm the guy with the white whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I'm holding on. But my option is a chick with a mangled face and one eye. You know what I mean?
Great personality.
And
really
and
funny,
my wife is mega hot.
Really funny.
Right? So
I don't know, man.
You know what I mean?
But you sound like you still want to hold on. You still want this to be a thing.
Oh, I think there's a huge contingent. Look, you don't get superstars in small markets.
There's plenty of superstars in small markets.
No, there's not.
Giannis, SGA.
Come on.
Jokic.
I'm saying in the way that it's
you can
25 years.
Draft superstars.
It's 25 years, and you've had one.
Yes.
Right. And again, if they traded him, then it is what it is. But I don't think that I'm a Cowboys fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching a Cowboys game. I think it was Cowboys-Packers. It was Cowboys-Packers. Chris Collinsworth's on the call. And Chris Collinsworth, they do all those like meetings before the games or whatever. Chris Collinsworth's talking in the game. And he basically explains that after talking to Jerry Jones and everybody over there and talking to Micah Parsons and everybody over there, they wish it wouldn't have been the way it was. That they all regretted it, right? Everything got too hot, too emotional. Next thing you know, oh, wow, Micah Parsons is playing for the Packers and all of his best friends are playing for the Cowboys. And it's because he got into this tiff with Jerry Jones and he felt disrespected or whatever else. Mm-hmm. And then in the end, they all regret the situation. I 100% believe that's what I'm saying. I think that's what would happen. I think they would regret trading him, and I think he would regret leaving. That's what I think.
The teams that have been rumored as interested or whatever is basically like the Heat, the Kings, and the Bucks. And the Kings and the Bucks just seems like really bad places for Ja Morant.
No, and look, if he's going to continue the way, again, this is a Hail Mary, right? If you're hoping that he's going to change. But if he doesn't change, you have to trade him. That's it. You can't let it.
That also you can't let it for the Grizzlies if you're hoping that
you can't let it drag down the whole thing. But at this point, your best chance is him going and playing for your team in Europe and being awesome. They're about to go. They're in Europe right now. They're going to play in Berlin. And
what about his contusion?
Come on.
What about his contusion? He's contused.
Yeah,
he's been contused.
Okay, his head is contused.
He's contused.
It makes no sense to me. And look, Adam Silver. What if Adam Silver saves the Grizzlies, right? Because he's like, bro, we got him on all these banners over here. You ain't sitting. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, it then becomes a constant reminder because guess who they're playing in Europe? They're playing against Desmond Payne.
No, it's on banners too, because you're not putting Franz on the banners. You're not putting Jalen Suggs on the banners.
No, and so look, if I'm laying it out for you, I think here's what happened, right? Like it's just this barrel of frustration with a guy that has not lived up to what he was supposed to be. Then you have a team that decides, you know what, we're not building out around you, and we're not building our offense out around you because it's unreliable and we can't do it anymore. You understand the way this all happens to the point. That because and I agree.
And he feels disrespected. He's like, I'm Ja Morant. I built this entire franchise from studs 8 years ago.
That's right.
So that's why the offense should be built around me.
Correct.
Why not?
Right. And then and all so you're either going to fit in or you're going to fit out. And he has decided to fit out. And that's why you get to the point where you're saying, fine, we'll trade you. I just don't think they can get value for him. His value is crap right now compared to what he is when he is playing and at his best, right? I mean, and people could say, well, he ain't the player that he used to be. When they fired Taylor Jenkins last year and he was shooting 23 shots a game in April, go look at the last month of the season. Like I watched him drop 40 a week ago against Philadelphia. Don't tell me that this guy is without talent anymore.
It was game 3 against the Thunder. He was on fire before he got hurt.
Yeah, and again, that's the thing. He's been unreliable because he hasn't been able to stay on the floor. And so when you team up being unreliable on the floor with a problem off the floor, it's like, and they've stood by him every step of the way, the whole thing. I am just telling you from a perspective of being in that city, people would rather root for Ja Morant than whatever you're going to bring in.
I think that's fair.
Despite all of it, big markets are much harder on players than small markets. Small markets truly love these players, are attached to these players, and they don't want to see that guy in another uniform. He's got a Grizzly tattooed on him. The other thing is you always have a chip on your shoulder and an insecurity because the second you get somebody good, we've dealt with 6 years, I have fended off every good player they've ever, actually 25 years, every good player they've ever had. It's like, when is he going to go to a big market? When is he going to go to a big market? When is he going to get out of Memphis? That's been forever. And now it's finally a lot of the media's time to really talk about it. They've been trying to trade him since the day he got drafted. He's going to have to get out of there if he ever wants to do this. He's got a Nike deal. You think Nike wants him in Memphis? So you spend that whole time fighting, and then now you found a guy who is mega talented, who is an all-star, who loves playing and being in the city.
Okay, that's
hard to come by. And people feel that way because it's like, are we ever going to get somebody that falls, you know what I mean?
Here's a question. Because my theory about the Luka trade is there was so much happening behind the scenes that we don't see that made the relationship between the Mavs front office and Luka untenable, and that's eventually what sort of led to him being traded.
Yes.
And we hear rumors about him being upset with the coach and body language and this and that. Are there things happening that we don't see, sort of locker room poisoning?
Oh, yes.
Body language, subverting the coach's authority.
Yes.
If those things are happening, then you sort of have to move him, and you move him at 70 cents on the dollar because addition by subtraction. I think there's a little bit of that going on with Trae Young as well.
No, I think that's all of it. And I think, and it comes from this level of frustration. And look, I think it probably came down to, it's one of those like coach or me, and bro, they're not.
We did that already. We did that last year.
You're losing this, and so that's where I am at right now. Where it's like, you lost that one. It's you this time. It's you this time, and so you've lost that one. And so whatever you think your protest of not being your best self or whatever else, but like, look, everybody stops defending the guy if he's not going to suit up and play hard. And, you know what I mean? If you're just going to be unhappy and you're going to be sulking and then you're going to sit out of games, it's over.
But if you're Cedric Howard and you're Jalen Wells, and Scottie Pippen Jr. and Edie and whatever, and like you're just in the league and you're trying to win games, and your leader, number one guy, is not joining huddles and sulking and talking to the fans in street clothes while the game's going on.
That's it.
You're probably better off without him in the locker room.
That's what makes the situation disastrous.
Do you think it would be best if they trade Ja Morant? You can't even answer the question.
It depends on the outcome.
The deal is not going to be great. You know that. You just saw Trae Young get traded.
Yeah, I don't know how I can explain this anymore. I think they will both regret it.
If he ends up on the Kings or the Bucks, the Bucks thing makes no sense to me. You've already mortgaged your future to bring in Kyle Kuzma and Dame Lillard, and it is a disaster. But now Ja Morant's going to save the day and keep you Giannis? What?
I think they will both regret it. That's what I'd tell you. I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to
go, Memphis
won't regret it. You'll be better off for it. I mean,
no, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean it shouldn't happen. But I could see a scenario where they both end up.
I felt exactly this way with the Micah Parsons thing. His value is nothing now.
Well, he's hurt, but yeah, whatever. They're out of the playoffs.
No. I'm saying Josh.
Oh, I think it's Micah Parsons.
This is the lowest it's ever been.
Oh, ever. I mean, no, when he got suspended was probably the lowest ever been. But yeah, outside of that, yeah.
So this is my thing. I mean, I would love to be able to get in a room with him and say, look, if you want to be traded, the best thing you can do is go play it at all NBA.
Points.
Go play it at all NBA level. if you want a max contract extension, the best thing you can do is go play at an all-NBA level. But all of this baloney, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Nothing that you want is going to get accomplished by doing what you're doing.
What teams make sense for Ja Morant?
And I promise you this, they will not take a bad deal.
They're not going to get a good deal.
I know. And so you are where you are. I do not think you will look up. I don't think there's any chance that that you're going to look up and that trade looks like McCollum and Kispert. No way. No way.
What are the chances you think they move Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Oh, none.
Because that was the next thing.
Of course.
What after they trade Ja?
Yeah.
What are they going to do with Jaren Jackson? Who they just extended?
They just extended him. They love him.
They just extended him.
And he's the easy. I mean, come on. I mean, you want to talk about Ghost Town? Get rid of your two most popular players.
Where's Yuki?
Huh?
Where's Yuki?
Chicago.
That's your most popular
just got
player.
signed.
That's your most popular player. That's your second most popular
I'll tell you this.
player.
You know whose jersey sold out?
Yuki's.
No, Cam Spencer's.
Sure did.
It is. It is. I was at the team
on Friday's show. Is Ja going to be on the Grizzlies?
Yes. He's going to play in these games, I think. I don't think Adam Silver's going to not let him play.
It is weird to have him go all the way out there.
They're in Berlin.
Feature matchup between the Grizzlies and the Magic.
Right.
Not bad teams. Not like the NFL.
Right.
Throwing the bad teams out there. And to not have Ja play when we all know he could play would be a bad look.
Yesterday, he posted on Instagram.
Yep.
You're lucky that I have my
spiral notebook. Yeah.
My spiral notebook.
I
lost it. What was it?
God damn it, Verno! Where you had you wrote down your spiral notebook?
No. It was
I had it.
You had a different one. Lil Wayne. I'm not saying I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm ready to do right.
He posted that?
Yeah.
Oh God, he's not gonna play.
Hey, it's like hey, look, I live with this all the time. I got a teenager at home.
And Ja Morant at work.
I live with this all the time. I am a master at decoding weirdness.
Let's go to last night's games.
Is the most emo thing ever.
Let's go to last night's games. We're gonna end up talking. We're gonna end up talking about this.
What do you think? You're outside of it. Do I sound ridiculous from the outside looking in? Yes. I do. You would just say to hell with them, trade him for nothing.
No, you sound ridiculous because you sound like you're trying to hold on. You sound like there's this part of you where he's going to go to Berlin, score 35 points, go out to dinner with the team, apologize and cry at the head of the table, and have a players-only meeting, and then it's all going to be kumbaya, and they go on a 10-game win streak because everyone's healthy, and then Edie comes back and they turn it around, and then they beat the Warriors in the play-in, and then they beat the Rockets and the Suns in the first round and beat Dylan Brooks. And then they go on and beat the Thunder in the second round, and then they're in the NBA Finals, and there's a parade in Memphis. That's how you feel.
I love it.
It's not happening. They're going to trade Ja Morant. And they're
for nothing.
They're going to get one first-round pick and a bunch of trash.
Oh, come on.
It's going to be a first-round pick in 2029 and a bunch of trash.
Do you understand why I wouldn't want to do that?
I wouldn't want to do that either.
Okay.
But
wait, you are so on one side I'm delusional, but on the other side,
I think the important part is if you're the Memphis Grizzlies, I think that the future of this franchise is not Ja Morant's development. It's Cedric Howard and it's Jalen Wells, it's Scottie Pippen Jr. and Cam Spencer and Edie and that timeline, that younger group, and maybe Jaren can be a part of that.
Fair.
But I don't think it's let's maximize this window. I think this window is closed.
I am just of the opinion I read whatever everybody else does, and you see those names that come up, and you see those trade proposals that come up. And
thank you.
Oh, I'd rather have my emo disgruntled star that is at least fun to watch when he plays. I don't. That's what other people. That's what you also don't understand. He is still. I go to 41 home games a year. He's still more fun to watch than almost anybody in the league.
That's how I feel about Trae Young. If you're a Wizards fan, you're like, oh, I hate this. It's like, really? Like Trae Young?
Yeah.
In your arena 41 times is fun.
I literally just watched a game Sunday against the Brooklyn Nets, and I watched Noah Clowney take 15 threes. He took 15 threes.
Jesus.
And I'm just sitting there like, what the F is this? Who wants to watch this?
And Michael Porter Jr. is like 10 of those are my threes.
He didn't play in the game.
That's wwhy I got 53.
And you know what? Maybe Morant posted what he did because he saw the Brooklyn Nets and he's like, damn, man.
Yeah.
Because that is the kind of team. Brooklyn is the kind of team. You could totally see that. Brooklyn is the kind of team. Yes. What else? They got nothing going on, Jacoby.
Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr.
Oh, God. They're getting rid of him. They're moving on from him.
Yeah, they're going to get rid of him. I think he's going to the Warriors, right?
The same way the Wizards just got Trae Young. At least it's something that, like, our fans can watch.
Here's my question. Everyone's putting Michael Porter Jr. on the Warriors, right? Am I crazy or do the Warriors need a big? Like, they've got Draymond and Jimmy Butler at that, like, 3-4 spot. They need a 5.
Wow.
The Celtics and the Warriors need a 5.
I hope Quentin Post isn't a Mismatch listener.
I'm not a big Quentin Post guy.
Nobody is. All right. Let's get to a couple of things that took place last night. Cavs lost to the Jazz. Bad loss.
Bad.
Wow. I mean, they had Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. 32 from Keontae George, 28 from Markkanen. Standing ovation for Kevin Love.
That was awesome.
And just had a 55-point loss
to the Hornets,
where Cody Williams set the NBA record, a record that I did not think could be broken.
What was that?
Individual game plus minus. He was minus 60.
Oh.
That's tough.
That's pretty bad.
That's a tough one to break.
That's pretty bad.
That's a tough one to break. I think it was Scoot. For a long time, it was like Manny Harris, that guy that was from Michigan or whatever. But it's always like some kind of like a horrible tanking team, you know, and it's usually in the spring. But yeah, 60. Minus 60.
That's a tough one.
And they lost by 55, and then they turned around and beat the Cavs.
But I think those things are related.
I do too.
I think it was one of those things where it was like, guys.
Yeah.
And as I was watching bits and pieces of this game, and one of the things that stood out to me is another person who's rumored to be in trades for the last 3 years is Lauri Markkanen. And man, he looked good.
Yeah.
And he's getting a ton of catch and shoot threes, and like transition is just like he's like when you watch Giannis in transition, it's just like a force and aggressiveness. It's like I don't want to stand in front of that guy. He's just like graceful and smooth, but just as tall. Like
yes,
I love Lauri Markkanen, and I don't know what he's doing on the Jazz. Like, what's the plan here? What are we doing?
I mean, AJ DeBonsta is hopefully the plan. I think.
I guess.
Right? BYU. They're trying to levy that. You had some other games that went on last night. We have. Let's go to Philly over the Raptors. That was a really good win for Philadelphia, and it's like exactly what you want to have take place, where it's like Embiid and Maxey are both simultaneously.
Yeah,
awesome.
And Paul George and BJ Edgecombe.
Yeah, I mean, with those four, I kind of like Don Barlow. And then you got Oubre, McCain, and Grimes, all guys coming off the bench. Like, if it all stays healthy, they're dangerous.
Yeah, man.
It does.
And this...
Because Paul George is what? You're like fourth best player?
One thing I found really interesting about this, and I'm curious to get your take on this. How do you feel about these like back-to-back same team matchups?
Love them.
I like them too. They're like little mini baseball series.
It's also the only time that you get anything that replicates the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So one team plays the other team. You then go to the drawing board and you say, okay, here's the same way that you see many times in playoff series. If game one is a blowout, game two is either really close or the other team flips it. Yeah. Because for sure, what usually takes place is the team that lost sits there and goes, okay, here's the reasons we lost. We're going to fix this, and this. And then there's the ebb and flow and the adjustments that take place. But I like the 2-game sets because you get to see each other, then you game plan against each other. And it's the only time that we have anything that mimics playoff basketball.
I think you'll see a lot of those be split like this one was. Because Sunday was a very close game. Raptors win at the last second. And then Monday night, the Sixers win pretty easily.
It's also why what happened with Oklahoma City and San Antonio was so profound because they played each other in that short amount of time. And we all were saying when they got to the Christmas game, this feels like a playoff. You know what I mean? This is like a playoff series. You just saw them. They just beat you. And so that's why we were like, and then the Spurs just beat them again? Like after?
And
you
the
just
one
saw
in
them and they
Oklahoma
just beat
City,
you?
They lost twice. We were all like now's when they're really going to show up.
You're down 0-2 in the series, bro.
And they weren't even close.
No. Also, one thing from this game. One point in the game, Kyle Lowry comes.
Well, they bullied Nick Nurse into putting Kyle Lowry in the game.
And he takes off his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Devlin, my buddy who is the announcer for the Toronto Raptors.
Oh, I know exactly what you're going to say.
He says the greatest
Raptor
ever.
of all time. I wrote it in my notes. Is he
the greatest
Raptor of all time?
So I went and looked.
I'm curious. I had the exact same thought, Verno.
Here's the thing. DeRozan does have all the records, but he wasn't on the title team.
What about McGrady? What about Vince Carter?
But he wasn't on the title team.
Jalen Anthony Rose?
This is length of time. Success. I never really thought about it until he said last night.
Tracy McGrady at his peak as a Raptor was much more impactful on a basketball court than Kyle Lowry.
Also won dick.
Fair.
This guy won a title, and in Game 6, closeout game against the Warriors, had 26 and game-winning shot. I mean,
Kawhi Leonard. Greatest Raptor of all time.
I just think when you're talking about length of time and success,
it's like Nick Collison on the Thunder.
I never thought about it before, but he's totally
not
reasonable.
The greatest player the Raptors ever had.
Right.
He's the greatest Raptor of all time. I had the exact same thought when they put him in the game. Like, the greatest Raptor of all time. I was like, I remember some good Vince Carter years.
Yep.
You know? I remember some DeMar DeRozan.
But he won.
I remember some Tracy McGrady.
But he won the title. He won the title, and he made
Hakeem Olajuwon, greatest Raptor of all time.
6-7 All-Star games.
Did he have a better career than Hakeem, who's also a Raptor?
He was a Raptor. That's a true statement. And you know what? He got this far, and what's so crazy is for all of those years, it was like Bosh is the Raptor. He's their rep in the All-Star game. We don't even think about Chris Bosh as a Raptor anymore.
I do.
Because of the Heels.
He was so good. One of the things that Chris Bosh did as a Raptor, which no one will give him credit for, he was one of the first athlete content creators. Do you remember he had a YouTube channel? I think he was trying to campaign for some All-NBA or something, and he had a really funny YouTube channel before anybody else. It must have been like 2009 or 2008, maybe 2010, 11. He was hilarious on YouTube. He was like the first athlete that was like sort of in the league and also in the media content game. He was good.
Siakam. All right. Yeah. Other games that are worth mentioning. Pacers beating the Celtics. Jay Huff, my guy, 20 points in the game. Oh. No Jaylen Brown for Boston last night.
Jay Huff went off.
Yeah. Oh, and everybody is in on the Jay Huff crazy dunks now.
It's the reverse.
It's now
so
getting...
we knew first. So if you don't know, Jay Huff...
That's right.
He is incapable of dunking the ball forward.
Like a normal human.
He was going down the middle of the lane on the left side of the lane.
Yes.
And he's right-handed. He goes up to dunk like any normal person would do, just dunk it right down the center.
Can't do it.
And he flips his back to it.
He can't do it.
Going by the rim. He's got a mental block.
Also, you almost never see anybody do the one-hand reverse anymore.
I think
the one-hand, everybody double hands the reverses.
He flipped it around and did like a little... Yeah.
Yes.
It's weird. It's like he's got...
It's a tick. It's a tick.
Yeah, it is.
It's a tick. The biggest thing that came out of this game, for outside of Jay Huff, awesome dunks, is the post-game press conference. Joe Mazzulla, I mean, these poor Boston media keep trying to ask Joe Mazzulla questions about the game, and he is only giving a 2-word answer to every question that he has asked.
Joe, give yourselves a chance to win, I guess. Take us through the last couple possessions.
Illegal screen.
What'd you say?
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen.
What fell apart to get you guys behind, and then how were you able to get back?
Illegal screen.
What do you mean by that? What do you want people to know?
Illegal screen.
Would you like to see anything else?
Illegal.
So he just says illegal screen over and over. Now, but by the way, this is after Jaylen Brown has already gotten a $35,000 fine for berating the refs
after the Spurs game.
After the Spurs game. And I went back and watched just to see how egregious this was. And
Was
I was
the
like,
screen?
I mean, come on.
Yeah, by the book, it's an illegal screen.
But Derek White recovered.
Also, calling that in the moment is kind of BS, too. Kind of a play.
Also, it didn't affect anything. Derek White recovered and guarded him.
He would have recovered faster or whatever. But point being is,
he was still in front of
if
Siakam.
they blow that whistle in that moment, Rick Carlisle's
illegal
press conference is the same thing.
Illegal screen.
So it's like, I'd rather the ref not make a call in that moment than make a call if it is on the fence. We all say
Here's the thing. I love Joe Mazzulla. I think I think it's great that he is the way he is, such a psycho.
Yeah.
That being said, that press conference makes it sound like that's the reason they lost.
Well, I mean, first of all,
no, that when you refuse to talk about anything else, then it's like this is the reason that game was lost. I mean, they shot 9 for 35 from 3.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. That might have something to do with it.
But when you make, I don't know. Let me just say this on Joe Maz's behalf. When I went and watched the video, I thought it was going to be horrible. They did not warrant the press conference to me. That illegal screen did not warrant. I mean, and I'm always one. You know how sometimes, when you're working somewhere or whatever, you always have to like pick your battles, right? And you just decide like, all right, is this a hill? Is this one I'm ready to
big parenting thing too, not just work.
Yeah, is this one I'm ready to dig my heels in, or am I just gonna concede to that? And it's like, you're going to get screwed way worse than that. I would save it for one. I understand you're
the message sends to the players is like, we got screwed by the refs for the second game in a row, when really that is one possession. Because when you do what we do for a living, you end up talking about the last 2 possessions of a game that had 200 possessions in it.
That's right. And it was also, that's one of those where it feels like it's a carryover from the Spurs game rather than just this one bizarro. Come on.
Yeah.
Illegal screen.
It's just said, couldn't stop J. Huff. Couldn't stop J. Huff. No Jaylen Brown is worth mentioning. I mean, that's had a lot to do with
Seems fair.
The Celtics.
All right. You know what? This is actually going to be perfect because we are about the midway season where everybody's played about 40 games now to the midway point of the season. So we're going to give our biggest surprises, disappointments, and things we love and loathe so far about the season thus far. I will start with my biggest surprise. Despite their loss last night, Boston is my biggest surprise. When I went through and looked, I was like, because I saw them in the preseason and I was like, oh, this is just a punt year.
First 2 weeks of the season.
No Tatum. They have nobody big. And then next thing you know, it's Nehemiah Queta and it's Luka Garza. It's like, what is happening? I mean, Jaylen Brown is having an MVP level season for this team with 30 points a game, 50% from the field as being the man this year. And I got it. They're like, this stuff can all change very quickly. Ask the Houston Rockets, who now look at the standings and you're like, wait, what the hell? I know. When you go look at the standings and you're like, wait, what? Look, they're 1 up on Toronto. They're 1.5 up on Philly. They're 2.5 up on Orlando. So I'm well aware a week can change everything. But as of our recording on January 13th, there is a 0% chance I thought we would ever be talking about Boston as a home court advantage team in the Eastern Conference. And we are halfway through the season. And as of today, that's where they are. As a home court advantage team. I didn't know if they could even make the play-in. I'm saying get through the play-in, right? Even if they were a 10, but I thought they were much more in line this year with the Chicagos of the world and the Atlantas. Not even Atlanta. Atlanta's been a disappointment. But like the Chicagos and Miamis and, that group.
Yeah. It's important for me to remind myself how I felt in the past. And after the tough Pistons series, the Knicks were going to face the Celtics. Before the ball went up in the air at midcourt in game 1, remember how heavily underdog the Knicks were in that series. And the Celtics were defending champions. They're an absolute juggernaut. The Mazzulla ball, throw up the threes,
right.
and then in the offseason, we all know what happened. Tatum gets hurt. Drew Holiday's gone. KP's gone. Horford's gone. And you look at this team without Tatum, and you look at this team, and it's impossible not to say the two words gap year.
Yep.
And you look at the way they start the first month of the season, and then you start looking at draft status. Like, that's the way I was looking at this team a month into the season. And now I'm looking at this team being like, can the Knicks beat this team in a 7-game series?
I mean, do you have an answer for Hugo Gonzalez?
Well, Derek White's not been playing well. He's played better recently, but he's not lighting
not like
it
an
up.
all-star.
Yeah, I mean, Kate has been a nice surprise.
Pritchard started out mega slow.
Yep, he started slow. Like, this team is really just been a function of a rising tide floating all of the boats.
Yes.
Everyone has played above expectations to this point. With a slow start. And that's what makes this team so dangerous. And the Tatum stuff is going to happen. He's going to play, whether he plays 7 minutes a game or 37 minutes a game, whether he scores 3 or 30, who knows what he's going to look like. But
and let's be fair, almost every night, not every night, but almost every night, Jaylen Brown is the best player on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing.
That Clipper game was when I gave up. When he would score 50 on Kawhi, I was like, I give up.
When you are, we talk about this when you get to the playoffs. Do I have the best player? Well, then I got a chance, right? Like, that's been the story of their regular season. They had the best player on the floor almost every night because of this guy.
It's impossible to deny from a macro standpoint, from like a Celtics holistic health, this season has been very good for Jaylen Brown and his growth
question.
Moving forward.
But it does feel like I don't think we can overstate how amazing he has been, because this is like a Luka Dallas type thing where you're like, all right, like I don't really care about the rest of these guys all that much. I mean, they're fine, but this one guy is elevating this whole operation.
I think,
he's that good.
Even the biggest Celtics fans, the Simmons level Celtics fans, would say that they had some concerns about Jaylen Brown being able to hold this workload of offense, of what's being asked to do of him. Correct. Because in the past, the turnovers and the dribbling and the footwork and the bad shots. But it just seems like all of his warts are gone and everything else has been polished.
And the level of consistency. I mean, you're averaging 30 points a game is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy that all right, here's my time to shine, and he is shining.
It's 30 every night.
Yep. All right. Next, your biggest surprise so far?
Well, you mentioned the Rockets.
Well, that's a disappointment at this point.
But my biggest surprise,
they went from surprise to
this is the Celtics of the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns.
Oh,
and it's similar. Some of the big names are gone. Some of the people that we've relied on in the past are no longer in the building. We're left with sort of a one-star system with a bunch of role players. And guess what? Like the Celtics, the Suns have been baffling. It's like you saw them and you mentioned them in the last pod. On paper, like the Royce O'Neals and Grayson Allen and Mark Williams, like these guys aren't decorated all-stars or even like great role players that are celebrated, but they're getting the most out of everybody. And Gillespie, and they beat the Thunder. They lost to the Rockets, which was close. Remember, Booker had that 3 at the very end of the game. They've beaten the Grizzlies, the Knicks handily, the Wizards. They are ahead of the Rockets in the standings. Like, where are they right now? They're like,
it kind of reminded me of too. You watch over the weekend, and the only reason it reminded me of is because of the new coach, the new vibe is the Bears. When I was watching their locker room video, with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, and I'm like, oh man, the vibes in this place are just. But they get the young new coach. They kind of like reset everything. They got this culture change. They got this, and it's like a bunch of young guys, and like the quarterback's all in on it, whatever. And it's like, that's what I told you about Phoenix. It's just like everybody was happy with that operation when I saw them last week. Everybody.
That's everyone's getting.
And the reason it stands out to me is because everybody's miserable,
unhappy with the Grizzlies. Yeah, it feels like
no. I had that in 2002 or 22 when it was Dylan Brooks and Tyus Jones, and they're doing their dances out to the whatever.
Yeah.
It's like some of these teams, they got a wave that they've caught.
And it feels like outside of Booker, everyone's been giving an opportunity to prove themselves.
Yes.
Because every NBA player scored 35 in high school and 20 in the college. Sometimes you got to come and be a role player in the pros, but you still think you could score 35 or whatever. But you look at Gillespie and you look at Allen.
Jordan Goodwin.
Yeah, Goodwin. Yeah, who was on the Lakers last year. Like, it's like they all have this confidence inside them that they feel has been stifled by lack of opportunity, and they've all been given opportunity, and they've all excelled at it.
This is a great topic, because if you go back, what the best teams I ever covered were the grit and grind Grizzlies. And it was always the story was everybody's got a chip on their shoulder. Tony Allen wasn't getting the start in Boston, and he was the casualty of
Randolph,
it all after they
yeah,
won the title. And Zach Randolph's had all the problems in the world, and Marc Gasol was the fat little brother, and Mike Conley was only there because he had hitched his wagon to Greg Oden, and it was like all these different reasons as to why the guy and. Devin Booker's like the one there, but the rest of those, it's either like I was underdrafted or didn't draft me at all, like the Goodwins and the Gillespies of the world, or it's the Mark Williams. They drafted me in the lottery, and now they've already punted on me, or Dylan Brooks. They traded me away. I'm going to show that. Like, you do have this collection. Grayson Allen, who's been traded twice already. Mm-hmm. Like, you go up and down their roster, and it is a bunch of guys. And Jalen Green, who is going to inevitably play for them
this week. He's playing this week. But I think about
they don't even have him yet.
So I'm looking at like Suns blogs or whatever, and it's like, well, how do we work in Jalen Green? It's going to be fine. He's like Jalen Green's not going to mess this up.
He'll fit in.
He's kind of like he's sort of like a Jamal Crawford. Like sometimes he's going to go 2 for 8, and sometimes he's going to go 10 for 15. And if you work around his strengths, he's going to contribute and help that team a lot.
Yep.
Because they don't really have another, like, go get you a bucket guy outside of Booker.
Right.
Like, they don't. And Jalen Green, if anything, he'll try to get you a bucket.
There's no question. And he is, like, I mean, I think he will just, I think where you worry about him is when it's those rat Houston teams. I thought generally he fit in last year with the Rockets.
Yeah.
When they won all those games and ended up with the 2 seed.
And it was the end of the season, but 2 years ago when Sengun was out, he was like 35 points.
Yeah, but he wasn't playing like, it wasn't like he was going out there and shooting it. I mean, obviously Ime wasn't going to let him, but it wasn't like he was holding the Rockets back. I didn't think so.
You know what? I was doing a little research for this. The Suns are second only to the Thunder in turnover percentage.
Wow.
Only to the Thunder. Because if you think about the Thunder, it's like turnover, transition. Like that's, if you're going to beat the Thunder, you got to limit your turnovers. The Suns are right there with them.
Unbelievable. Biggest disappointment this year. For me, it's Golden State. Because they were like, I kind of believed in the second half of last year.
Yeah, I didn't.
I believed in the second half of last year, and I was like, man, you know what? I got it that they're a veteran team, but if you got Curry and you got Butler and you got Draymond, and then there's a bunch of guys that I kind of like, but then you had that whole, like, Kuminga catastrophe over the summer that now has turned into an even bigger catastrophe. I mean, and then when you look at it, like, Curry's averaging almost 30 points a game and is having a fantastic year. Jimmy Butler, despite the fact that people, have jumped him, he's averaging 20 points a game.
Consistent.
You know what I mean? He's fine. The problem is their third leading scorer is, wait for it, Jonathan Kuminga, who is now getting DMPs.
That's per game. Yeah.
Okay. Also per game, the next one, pods. Like, they don't have anybody else. Like,
nobody.
Chavano stinks now. He does nothing. Moses Moody. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I guess you know what? You were more right about this than me. I was a believer. I was a believer in the second half of the season. I still think they would have beaten Minnesota in the playoffs last year if Curry doesn't get hurt.
Easy to say that, but whatever.
I got it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought this was going to be better. And here's the thing. Not only are they decidedly mediocre, there's too much drama. There's too much drama with it too.
For me, it was their off season, right? Draymond, Steph, and Jimmy Butler are, be nice to say, veteran players, right? And this off season, it was what's going to happen with Kuminga? What's going to happen with Kuminga? I mean, every damn episode of the Mismatch was probably like led with Kuminga this offseason. And they signed him to the deal that was rumored forever, right? Oh, we can trade him now. He doesn't play. That's drama. That's adding to it. And then this offseason was what? Well, we got to wait for Horford before we make these other big signings. Remember Jimmy Butler was like storming the front office, knocking on the doors?
Right.
Well, guess what happened? They got Horford, Milton, and Seth Curry.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who are their bigs? I think they miss Kevon Looney. It's Quinn Post and Al Horford and Draymond. That's your center rotation. That's your front court.
And maybe I'm just holding on to, Curry is still awesome, and I hate to see it, be like this.
It's like this.
It's annoying.
It's
annoying because he's still awesome. It's like, sometimes it's like, all right, the Curry thing's run its course, and you're just going to have to, you're right. We're moving on to the next group of guys. But it's like, damn, man, if he had a better team around him, this is the kind of guy that
Curry
be terrified
always had
of.
Clay around him.
Right.
And remember how good Wiggins was in the finals against the Celtics? He just can't do it by himself. And I don't think Jimmy is enough. And they just don't have enough.
Speaking of a disgruntled fan favorite that both teams wish they could go back and do it over, you'd just rather be rooting for Clay.
Oh, yeah. The rumors now that Clay's going to come back or whatever. It's like, Clay hit some
Nobody
shots.
ends up happy.
Clay hit some shots yesterday in the game.
I know.
I was happy for him.
I know, but it's like, damn, man.
Well, Clay's like,
I got it, but
he's
he's
like, I'm going to
pissed.
catch and shoot threes from Luka. I'm going to stand and just watch Luka do his thing for 20 seconds then hit me with a catch and shoot three.
That's right.
And now he's sitting there being like,
but the people that love him are the ones at Golden State.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, what about
and they'd be fine
Megan
with
Thee Stallion?
I haven't seen them.
Oh.
Are they fine now?
I haven't checked.
I'd imagine they're fine.
I haven't seen it.
I'd imagine they're fine. I mean, she was cooking for him.
Yeah.
All right. Your biggest disappointment. I put the Warriors there just because I had higher expectations. I bought in too much to the second half of the season.
So this one to me is I didn't have high expectations for this team, but they did start at the beginning of the season and made sense. That's the Milwaukee Bucks are a big disappointment to me. Not just because of their win-loss record. When they started the season, Giannis and shooting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And he was having the best season in NBA history.
Yeah, it was working for the first 8 to 10 games. It was everyone said the wide open East, whatever. Okay, this can work. Giannis gets hurt.
Ryan Rollins,
they're
cracking.
Ryan Rollins blows up. And now they're rumored to be in the Ja market. That makes no sense to me.
Especially with the way it just worked with
Dame.
Dame.
What are we doing?
Right.
You just stretched his contract out over 4 years to make up for that mistake. Now you want to make another mistake? And it's just been very disappointing. And the way that Giannis has handled this has disappointed me as well. The whole thing just stinks. And if I'm a Bucks fan, we know how this is going to play out.
And it is one of those where it's much like the Curry thing. It's like, bro, why are you wasting it just stinks to see here's a guy that could be the best, is playing like a guy that could be the best player on a team that's there at the end.
Yes.
And he has no chance. He has no chance. No.
I'll ask you the same thing I said.
Curry has no chance of being there at the end with what he's got.
Who's the second?
Giannis has no chance of being
second best offensive weapon on the Bucks.
Right.
It's probably Ryan Rollins. Seriously.
Miles?
No.
I mean, I took Bobby Portis, I think, would be
I know.
this up.
Yeah. But if you think about the Bucks championship team with
Middleton,
Lopez, Drew Holiday, two-way players everywhere. And this team is just so far from that. And we know how it's going to play out. It is inevitable. He's not going to ask for a trade. They don't trade him at the deadline. It goes poorly. This summer, a bunch of sub-tweets about the thing, and then he gets traded for 60 cents on the dollar this summer.
I don't know. If your team doesn't win the title, you get traded there.
To the Knicks?
Yeah.
Well,
there's been all kinds of smoke with that for a long time.
I don't think they're in danger of winning the title either.
You don't think so?
No.
And all that. All right.
I don't think we have to worry about that hypothetical.
All right. Thing you love about the season so far. The thing that I love about the season so far is I feel like feistiness is back.
Oh.
Yeah. I feel like it's back. Not as much in the East, right? You've got Detroit, well, obviously they're going to piss off somebody and tangle with you. Orlando will get up in your face, and certainly Suggs when available. So I could see those two teams like kind of setting people off. But the West is loaded with people that piss you off. You have Phoenix, who gets into it with all manner of people because of Brooks, and Grayson Allen, and I mean they're gonna look. If they're playing playoff basketball, there's going to be a kerfuffle. Golden State, when Draymond plays, is obviously always a nuclear situation. You've got the San Antonio, Oklahoma City smoke, which is very real.
Yes.
Right? Where, Chet's missing free throws and Wemby's like, yeah. You know what I mean? We got Denver with Aaron Gordon, who somehow has become a live wire over the course of the last.
Happened. Yeah. I thought it was like Stony Joe dreadlocks guy.
Also now Bruce Brown, who gets up in everybody's faces.
Luka Dennis.
You have Luka, who is talking reckless this year.
Did he get slapped or did he not get slapped?
I think Luka forgets he ain't got the reinforcements with him there. He's got a bunch of white guys, and what I mean. Like I wouldn't.
The guys, chill out.
Or you don't want you're turning around. You got LaRavia and you got DeAndre Ayton and you got whatever's like.
I don't know. Looking.
Yeah, I think you were better off when you had the Gaffords and the PJ Washingtons of the world, right? I think you need to. But he talks reckless, and Dennis. Why has there not been proper reporting on this?
Thank you.
Dennis Schroeder obviously made it sound like I didn't attempt to hit him. I hit his ass. I slapped his ass. And the NBA put out that he is suspended 3 games
for attempting to slap, to attack or something.
Attempting to, yes.
Yeah, and then he responded and
to
said,
strike.
Attempting.
To strike.
What did he respond with? Like attempting question mark?
Oh, and a laugh emoji.
Yeah. Which means he slapped him.
You can't give him 3 games for attempting.
Then why would they put the word attempt? I guess if you did slap somebody, you also attempted to slap them.
Yes.
So it's factually correct. Adam Silver's a lawyer.
But also, if you don't connect, I don't think you should be suspended.
Oh. It's like,
wouldn't you agree?
I know you're a golfer, right?
Do you think, let's just say that we got, you know what I mean, that the 2 guys got into it in an NBA court, right? And then they square up. Isaiah Stewart and whoever, because, of course, he'll be involved.
Sure.
Or possibly Ron Holland. Anyways, and the guy wheels up and he swings. The other guy ducks.
Still a punishment, different punishment.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same. Different.
3 games is, you better have hit him if you got 3 games. That's where I am on this.
I think but I think where you were on this to start is the correct take.
Terrible reporting.
Where's the reporting on this? I thought we were journalists.
Who are we protecting here?
I thought.
Who are we protecting?
I mean, this goes at the fabric of what we believe in as a society.
I was really hoping Luka was going to come out last night with a black eye.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Great. He was awesome last night. Did we talk about that game? They lost to the Kings. Dude, DeMar DeRozan, by the way.
Where is it? I've got this on my.
If DeMar DeRozan is available, somebody better pick that guy up.
It's DeRozan, Devin Carter, and picks for Ja Morant. Is that trade? You like that?
Devin Carter? What are the picks?
Huh?
7 first-round picks?
I mean, I'm sure they're heavily protected. Last night, the Sacramento Kings, I'm going to give the Lakers a pass on the loss.
Oh, because they didn't miss a single 3?
17 for 26, 65%. 65?
Russell Westbrook was just banging them. Russell Westbrook was just banging consecutive threes.
If a team shoots 65% from 3 against you, you're going to lose.
It's going to be tough. And Luka played really well.
That's it. You're going to lose.
Where am I at? Oh, here's what I love.
Yeah.
This is easy. I love watching these rookies. Rookies are always so fun to watch. Yeah. But just this weekend, this is just what happened this weekend, what I saw. Sunday night, not last night's game, Colin Murray Bulls against the Sixers. 17 points, 15 rebounds. Con Knipple, that blowout against the Jazz, 12 points in 18 minutes. There are only 3 players in the NBA who have made 130 or more threes so far this season. Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry, Con Knipple.
Wow.
Think about that.
Con Knipple.
Yeah.
They say he's taking a run at his roommate.
Oh yeah, he is
for Rookie of the Year.
As he should be. And
imagine
Cooper
college best buds
and
being 1 and 2 in Rookie of the Year.
And you saw Cedric Howard. You don't need me to tell you about him.
Come on.
VJ Edgecombe. You don't need me to describe that.
I've seen him hit a game winner in my face.
Derek
and
Queen.
ruin my daughter's night.
Derek Queen.
VJ Edgecombe's always going to be that to me. He's a guy that made me drive home.
He's going to do so much amazing shit that he will not be that to you
forever.
Anymore.
He will be the guy that made my daughter mad.
All right. I'm getting her an Edgecombe jersey.
She already has one.
Does she have a Ja jersey? Does she have a Ja jersey?
How many Ja jerseys? She's a Jaren guy. But that's a whole nother thing.
She saw this coming.
No. That's a whole nother thing. No, she wanted to be different. And like Jaren's always been her guy. And when she was a little girl, I'll give you a nice Jaren Jackson story real quick. She was at a game with me, and Jaren saw her, and she ran up to him, and she went to go give him a hug, and she goes, "You're my favorite." And he picked her up, and he goes, "You're my favorite." And I swear to God, from that day, she would take a bullet for him.
Good.
And she is so mad at him because everything she has in her room and her jerseys and everything, they're all 13.
Oh,
and the idiot changed his number to 8 and ruined everything.
You gotta change it back.
I bought her an 8 jersey for Christmas. She won't wear it. She refuses to acknowledge that
he's number 8. Yeah,
yes.
That's good. Good.
I agree with her. I'm mad at him too.
No, it's good. Denial runs deep in your family. Derek Queen had a triple-double going back to the DMV.
Yep.
Cooper Flagg, we know about him. And let's go. I want to give a shout to Caleb Love and Maxime Reynaud. If you know, it's still a little bit on the West Coast. Caleb Love's killing it. Reynaud, I'm not going to act like I know who Maxime Reynaud is.
Yep.
I'm watching Kings games. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
All right, thing we hate about the season, it's easy for me. It's the injuries thing. Okay, last year was a record-setting pace of injuries. This year, according to my buddy Jeff Stotts from In Street Clothes, there have been over 3,200 games lost to illness and injury. And this is somehow ahead of last year's pace. So last year felt like an absolute crisis, and this year is worse.
I think that not all injuries are created equal. It's stars. It's like,
well, we already started the season without Halliburton, Tatum, and Lillard.
Yeah.
Like that was before we even got going. And oddly, like Iron Man, one of best players in the whole world, Kawhi Leonard, figure it out. Who we did not mention, but also killed it last night.
Oh, my God.
And
and James Harden.
He's having the best season of his career. Kawhi Leonard.
Last night, I was up late watching that game because I really care about the mismatch. And I'm like, if James Harden and Kawhi Leonard can do this, they might win the championship. Like, James Harden looked so good, dude. He was just getting to wherever he wanted to get to. Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, and it is just them. Because look at the other guys in the starting lineup. It's all like 6, 4.
It was 2. Like 38 and 32 between those two guys,
right?
No,
but I'm saying like the rest, I don't think anybody else had double digits.
They don't need to. They really don't need to.
It's a bunch of pitch-ins.
Well, Zubac.
But, dude, Kawhi has been Iron Man and unbelievable. And it's so crazy considering, this year has just been marred. Obviously, Jokic, Giannis has missed the time. Wemby's missed the time.
Do you think the Clippers turn this around and become like a contender like they were last year?
I think it is totally in the cards that. Remember when we did the Christmas shows and I told you what their schedule had been and what their schedule is going to be, and I think that their terrible record for the first several games of the year, 30 games of the year, was in part, poor play teamed up with impossible schedule. And as the schedule has lightened up, you have seen, right? And their play has gotten better. So you've got better play and easier schedule. Yeah, I mean, I think they're certainly going to be a playoff team and I think we don't have to fret about that. I think the most important thing is that Oklahoma City does not get a top 10 pick out of that deal.
Yes. That's the most important.
And
thing.
I think
I don't care what they do in the playoffs.
looked like an impossibility, but now it looks like a very good possibility that will not be a top 10 pick.
Yes, and I think that one of the things that I was very happy about their offseason moves was the addition of John Collins.
Yeah.
And I didn't think they would miss Norman Powell as much as they do. And John Collins has started to found his role.
That's
right. I think the first couple months of the season, he was trying to figure it out. It didn't look like a good fit, but he's starting to figure it out. Last thing that really bothers me about this season, I'll say the one thing that I'm going to say is the bump and jump.
Bump and jump?
The bump and jump.
What is that?
It's the word that I have for, it used to be you could extend the forearm, your off arm, to keep the defender away from you.
Okay.
They started calling that.
Okay.
So now it's just become so.
Did they?
So you can't extend the arm, they'll call that. But now what you do is you just ram your shoulder into the defender, and then you create space and either step back or finish. And I've seen so many times where defenders are straight up and down with their hands in the air, sliding their feet, and the offensive player rams into them, and they get the call.
You know who I told you is the master of defending this is Nemhard in Indiana.
Because
it's a master class.
Yeah.
He gets away from you when you're about to do it, and guys fall down.
I find it so infuriating to watch these defenders just like watch someone get an and one, and then you watch the replay, and they're just moving laterally.
Yes.
And the offensive player creates all of the contact to create all the space. SGA does this really well. Luka does this really well. Jalen Brunson does this really well. It's a combination of footwork and contact, but I feel like if the offensive player initiates the contact, it should not be a call on the defense.
You know who they're on now? It's Avdia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're saying he gets the whistle now.
Yeah. But I just feel like we've gotten to the point between like the gather steps, the double step backs, and now the offensive player being able to ram their shoulder in the defense. It's we've gone too far towards helping the offense with the calls.
Gotcha.
And that's one of the things that bothers me. Because sometimes I'm like, what else is – it happens to Josh Hart a lot. It's like, what else is he supposed to do? He's sliding his feet with his hands straight up and down. What else is he supposed to do?
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen. That's the answer.
Illegal screen. That's the only way you can combat it.
Illegal screen.
Illegal screen. All right. It's good seeing you in person, man.
So hold on.
Before
we're done, the reason we're here is because we're doing a photo shoot.
Yeah.
For our Netflix debut.
Yeah.
Do you think they're actually going to put us on Netflix?
For sure not.
Probably not.
No. What are you talking about?
Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, somebody's going to come to their senses before we end up on there, right?
And figure it out.
I would think so.
What do you think of football this weekend?
I thought that it was weird because obviously we had some new faces in the playoffs. No Lamar, no Mahomes, whatever. And somehow we got the best NFL playoff weekend ever. It was unbelievable.
Last night's and
I was like,
Saturday
never come back. I don't need to watch you. If this is what the games are going to be like without these guys.
I'd say the night games, the Patriots-Charger was whatever, and last night's game was whatever. But like
Bears game was unbelievable.
Bears game, Bills game. They were just so good.
What was the other one that was so good? Oh, the Rams Panthers.
Yeah.
Do you see? Oh, how hardcore is Stafford? Did you see the Devontae Adams postgame press conference?
No.
And he said he walked in the huddle. I'm paraphrasing. But he said he walked in the huddle and said, "All right, guys, let's go rip their hearts out." He said that was cold.
Yeah,
that was cold.
I like it.
And that Cody Parkinson catch at the – I mean, that game was awesome.
They're
that
awesome
one's gotten
games.
forgotten. The Rams and Panthers
Because
game.
it feels like it was 3 weeks ago.
But no, all those games were so good.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, we have just got – NBA's got a lot to live up
49ers, Eagles?
When it comes – yes.
That was awesome, too.
When it comes playoff time, NBA's got a lot to live up to. I'm very, very hopeful that this year's NBA playoffs are going to be lit.
Last year.
I know.
I think this year will be good.
2 years ago were terrible.
We just need the Grizzlies to get in there.
Oh, stop.
Yeah,
stop already.
Yeah, win the playing game, and then, you'll be fine. Get swept by the Thunder again.
You know Franz Wagner's supposed to make his return in this Berlin game.
Oh, Mo's back?
Well,
we got both Wagners in Berlin? Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's no.
All right. It's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you to our executive producer, Jesse Lopez, as always. Thanks to Stefan on site.
Build it.
Hooking it up. Please put us on Netflix.